Hello, this is cybersecurity expert Reginald Andre, and we are here live in my community here in Miami. And as you can see, it's slightly raining right now. It was just raining really hard about 10 minutes ago, and we are just starting to get what should be a hurricane category 2 coming here into the South Florida area. Now, thankfully, we're in a position where it's not going to be anything where it's going to be catastrophic, where we're talking about shingles coming off roofs or the windows blown in and things like that. So thankfully that's not going to happen. But the goal of this video is to talk about what your business should be doing right now to protect your business computers and your technology. Everything here today I'm going to tell you is practical, and I hope that these few tips that I give you are something that you can go ahead and do right away if you're not doing now. So the first thing I always talk about that you want to do for your business is back up your data. And you may be saying, back up my data. Come on, everything's in the cloud now, Andre. We got Microsoft SharePoint, your Dropbox, you have all of these other tools, Google Drive and things like that. So if you do have your data in the cloud and you do have your employees using that method, that's great. That's one great thing about the cloud now, is that you no longer need to have a physical server. However, if you have a physical server, if you have information where like it's a database and it's a local database, it's not on a web browser, it's not on the cloud, then you need to be backing up your computers. You need to be backing up your server. So the quick way to do this is using a cloud service. There's plenty out there. You can Google it. There's Carbonite, there's iDrive, there's different ones. Now, of course, if you're an ArcSolvers customers, we're already doing that for you. But if you're just watching this video just to get some quick and real tips that you can use, look up those companies. What they'll do is you run an application on the computer, it sends it to the cloud, and your data, at least if something were to happen here in your business, at least it's somewhere else, somewhere in Oklahoma or something, right? Now, also remember too, you could come into a situation, again, there could be a flood, right? Maybe there was a pipe that burst, maybe the drainage backed up, maybe there is a roof leak in your business, and though you're on the second floor, well, it started from the 15th floor and it went down, and because you haven't been in your building for a couple of days, nobody notices, and you come back to a wet office, and you come back to systems that are inoperable because it got flooded. So if you have any computers on the floor, I recommend that you lift them high, you lift them up, put them on top of the chair, put them on top of the desk. And that could be something that all your employees just do before they leave, especially with possibly the schools. There's rumors that the schools are going to be closed Tuesday and Wednesday. And if that happens, that's going to be something that you want your staff to do before they go home. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is working from home. Now, at this point, with COVID happening, everybody probably has a way of working from home. But let's just say you don't. Let's just say you're like, oh my gosh, my team needs to be able to work from home, but they need to still be able to access the files on the computers at the office. They need to be able to access the server. There's plenty of tools. One that is works pretty well. It's called Log Me In, and you can even get a trial. And basically, what you do is you install it on the computer that you're going to be working from home, and you're going to also install it on the computer that you need to access. And that's one way that you can have your staff be able to work from home. Because again, if the school is out and the kids have to stay home, your employees are going to most likely request that they stay home, especially if they have little ones. Again, if you are an ArcSolvers client, we have different methods to do this. VPN is one way. So definitely that is something that you want to, call us and we'll help you with that. The last thing that the tip that I want to give you is the battery backups. So I remember a couple of years ago, I forgot which storm it was, but they were projecting that the power was going to go out for a while because there was going to be a very powerful storm that came here. So one tip that we actually gave to our customers, and they loved it, was have your employees take home their battery backups. And the reason is because when they take home the battery backups, what it allows is that if there are power drops inside their home, and there's just no power at all, well, guess what? They have a battery now at their home where they can connect their cell phones and charge it. They can connect their devices and charge it and still be able to communicate. So those are the tips that I wanted to give you. Of course, if you have a VoIP over IP system, um, 9 out of 10 times there's ways that you can. And a VoIP over IP system is basically a digital telephone system. And if you have a digital telephone system VoIP, you can most likely 9 out of 10 times download the application download the app on the phone, download the app on the computer, and be able to make phone calls from the computer and from the cell phone without having to be physically in the office. So those are the tips that we wanted to give you, trying to keep this video less than 6 minutes. So if you have any questions or need any help during this time, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you. We'd love to give you some advice as the countdown continues with Hurricane Ian coming into South Florida.